Hello, everybody from the Mexican consulate here in Los Angeles. It is a pleasure today to have this conversation with two great artists from the Angelino community. But before we go to that, I would like to give you some context about what we're going to talk about. When the pandemic started in March, our main concern here at this consular representation were the essential workers, because we could see that these people, they went to work, and the employers didn't have the obligation to provide the personal protective equipment. They didn't have gloves. They didn't have the masks, face masks. They didn't keep the physical distance. They were living in a very complicated conditions, one next to other. So we were very, very concerned about essential workers. Of course, in the health sector, of course, in the services sector, but for us mainly in the fields, the farm workers. So we were trying to identify a creative way to send a message about the importance of these essential workers. And we thought that through arts, through culture is the best way to reach out. I had a conversation with Monica Ramirez, that is an activist, and she is a daughter of farm workers. And she was telling me, you know what you can do from the consulate? First, lobby in Washington, D.C. about the rights of these people. Second, demand the employers to provide them with the PPE. And third, just give them thanks, a word of thank you, a word of gratitude. That will be very appreciated. So at that time, it was very, that came from heaven. Cemex USA called us and asked us how they could help. And we said, well, you could help, maybe embrace this gratitude initiative to give thanks to the essential workers, and we can do it through art, like painting a truck or painting the facade of the Mexican consulate. And they said, okay, let's do it. And then we reach out to our friends and allies from Heart of LA, HOLA, that with Tony Brown leading and Nara, that was very helpful to us. They said, well, we will help you with the contest and we will find the winners. And nowadays at the consulate, at the facade, we have these beautiful monarch butterflies. Mariposas monarca is beautiful. But I felt that we really needed to give thanks to the essential workers. So we're going to change the facade. And so we had this contest. And today I'm very happy to share with you that we have 3 winners. The first one is Marlene Nancy Lopez, and she's from Guatemala. She was born and raised just in front of the consulate here in MacArthur Park. And art has always been a way for her to reconnect to her Guatemalan roots and celebrate the unseen beauty of the world. Nothing brings her more joy than guiding others into their own creativity, which leads to their freedom and healing. She's currently a teaching artist with the Heart of LA here in HOLA, and the co-founder of the community-oriented art collective Crew Native. She's a loud and proud arts advocate and dreams about spreading art across the city she loves. And I think that she's joining us just now. So if we allow her to get in, let me see, we have her here. No, I don't see her here. Okay, So let's wait for Marlene. But now I would like to introduce Annie Hong and Christopher Daniels. Annie Hong is an American, but with South Korean origins. And Christopher Daniels is also an American with Filipino origins. So we're going to start with Annie, with this wonderful artist. Who is Annie?
Thank you so much, Consul General. My name is Annie Hong, and I am a Korean American artist. I've recently actually moved back to LA. I was raised here, but I was living in South Korea for about 5 years. Came back in February, and then the pandemic happened. So it's been a wild year. But also my vision and my voice and my art has also, I think, strengthened throughout the challenges of this year. And I've been my career has been focused on digital and graphic art in the past kind of year or so. And I've recently kind of gone full force with painting. So I'm working on my latest series, and I'm very excited to come back to my native hometown of Los Angeles. And as you know, as other Marlene said, to spread some more color in the city that kind of raised me. So very excited to be here.
Well, I must say that personally, I love your work, and you will see it on the facade at the consulate. Before we ask Christopher, Marlene, if you can, hello, Marlene, please unmute yourself.
Hi, sorry. We're having some connectivity
Marlene.
issues.
I already introduced to you. I don't know if you already met Annie Hong and Christopher Daniels, the other winners here at this contest.
Nice to meet you. Hi, Chris. Hi, Annie.
Hi. Meet you.
Well, you will receive, you know that each one of you will receive $500, but the most important is the opportunity to showcase your art at the Mexican consulate. I think this is a wonderful opportunity. But Marlene, I know that you're tight in your time, so why don't you tell us what motivated you to participate in this contest? I already said that you were born and raised here in MacArthur Park.
Yes. Well, it's always been a dream of mine to be able to express, myself through the arts and to do public art. So this is actually, for me, my first commission. So it's a huge deal for me. And then at this moment of time, I really feel like it's so important to connect our community right now. And what a great way to do it than through murals and art. And so when I saw this contest, and I've been working with the Heart of Los Angeles as well, and then it was dedicated to essential workers, I thought, oh my God, this is such a wonderful way to tie my dreams and my work with the Heart of Los Angeles and what the community needs together. So I sat down and I started thinking about, well, how can I honor essential workers? And then I began thinking, well, I don't have to look that far. I have essential workers in my family. I have essential workers as my friends. So a lot of the people in my mural or my design are people that I respect and I worry about right now during COVID. So I sat down and I really just wanted to honor everyone around me who was really putting their lives on the line to give us all these essential services. So for me, it was kind of like an homage to my family members and my friends and my community members who were just putting everything on the line to keep us going. So and then it was also kind of my statement. I do feel like the city has kind of shifted. I feel like, in Hollywood and LA, we kind of put celebrities and, these famous people on pedestals. But I feel like this was a moment where our city just shifted And we were able to create new heroes and new giants and new legends in everyday people, in custodian workers, in mechanics, in truck drivers. So it was really, I was really inspired to retell a new story of new heroes and new celebrities. That's what inspired me.
I completely agree with you. You know, we celebrated our National Independence Day in September, and we did a performance like to simulate that we were talking to the heroes that gave Mexicans the independence in the 19th century. But I said, well, in the 21st century, we have new heroes, and those new heroes are the essential workers. So thank you so much, Marlene. I know that your time is limited, so we will let you go, but we will see you next year when we are going to have this beautiful art that you designed already at the consulate. So see you soon next year.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much.
Take care, everybody. I'll see you next year. Bye.
Well, now I would like to ask Christopher Daniels. He is an American from a Filipino background. And who is Christopher Daniels? Tell us, Christopher.
Well, thank you, Marcela. I first want to say thank you so much for this opportunity. It is really an honor to be a part of this project. I was thrilled to find out that I was in the final group. There were so many wonderful entries and so many beautiful designs that really communicated the meaning of gratitude. And so I was very happy to be a part of the winning 3. I myself grew up in San Diego, and so my relationship with the border formed really early on, often going across and spending time down there and really being fascinated by the culture. And, it was a very prevalent part of living in Southern California. And I come from a family, my mother, as mentioned, is Filipino. And on both sides of my family, several generations of farmers, actually. So I understand the importance of the work that they do. And it's always been very important to me to know where my food is coming from and to realize that as part of the whole chain. And my dad as well was a nurse in the military. So these type of people in our community that are doing this essential work actually hold something very near and dear to me. So when the theme for the competition came up, it was not hard for me to really think of something meaningful for me to present. So that's how I kind of got to this point.
Thank you, Christopher. And I really want to highlight the fact that in your design, you stated the word gracias. Mm-hmm. And in English yours is going to be in Spanish, is nuestras manos están en tus manos. In English is our hands are in your hands. And then you put the word gracias, but you were willing to change it. So in Spanish, it's going to say, nuestras manos están en tus manos. And in English, gratitude, that is the same in Spanish, gratitud. So it's the same meaning. Mm-hmm. So I think that we can, make this bilingual. We can play with both languages in a very, very nice way. So thank you so much, Christopher. And Annie, and as I said, I love the essential workers make the world go round. And you can see here how this goes. Well, but this is a surprise, so I'm not showing it to the people. But how come, Annie, you got involved with this initiative of giving thanks to the essential workers?
Well, yeah, as it seems to be a common theme, but I was actually raised by a single immigrant mother. And, she was an essential worker for most of my life. And so this this theme also, is something that I hold dear to my heart. And I think coming back here and being in this kind of global experience of this pandemic has really, at least for me and a lot of my community, just really appreciated the workers that really do make this world go round, and my artwork is, as you can see, it's very bold and bright, and I love infusing words and play with words off of it too, so I wanted to just kind of bring a design that was very simple, straightforward, and just straight to the point. Essential workers make the world go round, because I really don't think this pandemic we would have survived this pandemic without essential workers. So that was the main motivation for the creation of that piece.
So true, Annie. And Christopher, did you imagine that the consulate, the Mexican consulate, was going to do or launch such a contest?
I didn't expect that. No, not at all.
And you, Annie?
No, I think even while I was still submitting it, it still didn't really hit until I got the emails, and I was like, "Whoa, this is happening! Okay, that's where it's gonna be." But it's still taking it in. I'm still taking it in.
I am very proud that we have a very committed and creative team that during the pandemic we adapted and we tried something for the community. And I really want to thank both of you and of course Marlene, because as you know, well, we're here to serve and to protect Mexican nationals, but the consulate has a wider purpose, that is to serve and do whatever possible to help the Angelino community, even more in these times of the pandemic. As you know, the farm workers are mainly Mexicans. So for them, this tribute that you're doing as Americans, as South Korean, as Guatemalan, as Filipinos, is really very appreciated, highly appreciated. That is coming from you guys. So thank you so much. We're gonna see each other next year to have all your art display at the consulate. But before I will leave, I would like to ask you, how do you feel in the middle of the pandemic, and what is next? Who wants to answer first? Annie?
I always have the A in my name, so people used to. But anyway, so during this pandemic, as I mentioned, I feel like I've come across a lot of challenges I've never expected to come across, as a lot of us have. And I think that has strengthened just how much I want to bring in mental wellness and mental health into the kind of future projects I take on. And my next series of work, I also want to shift gear into much more of just positivity and even brighter colors. And that's kind of where I am. I feel like I've just kind of overcome a lot of challenges, and now I'm ready to share. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Christopher.
Well, I think something that's been very important to me during this pandemic has been the idea of community and the value that it brings, because it's been threatened so much by the isolation and the quarantining. And so I've had to challenge myself to find ways to build bridges to keep aspects of the community together. I imagine the role of the consulate being a bridge between Mexico and the United States. I myself try to do that on a micro community level, and however that shows up. But it became an important role for me to make sure that I have a ability to kind of keep things held together in whatever way that I can do. And art is something that bridges those gaps at times, and it's something that unites people. So it's been definitely a challenge, but it's something that really brings me joy, knowing that the community can find new ways to thrive. And moving forward, I think it's an important thing that we find ways to rebuild what we have lost during this pandemic. So, and build back better, as our future president would say.
Thank you, Christopher.
Yeah.
Well, with those, really, I agree with that, thinking about building bridges, this idea that we have to build bridges here in Los Angeles. Is a very diverse community, and this intercultural and intergenerational even understanding. So these bridges can help us to better understand each other. So, well, without further ado, I just want to say gracias. I am so grateful, guys, and I want to recognize your work. Fantastic work, and congratulations for being the winners. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
See you.
See you.
Bye. Stay safe.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you so much.